All right, guys. Today we are going to be reacting to 10 traditional German cakes, authentic German cakes and pastry. Thank you so much for the support, guys. We're going to react to this amazing video that has been recommended. Also, I just want to remind you guys, I'm going to be watching this video with a nice coffee. Nice and hot. Nothing better than just drinking some coffee with pastry. We're heading to that 4,000 subscriber mark from the 10,000 subscriber journey. Thank you so much. If you guys can just like the channel before you move forward, I want to really appreciate it. Meantime, guys, like and subscribe. Let's jump in.
Germany. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. People loosen up, calm themselves, relax, and forget the troubles of the day for the moment. And this is not because we start meditating, it is because it's finally coffee and cake time. In Germany, we've got a lovely tradition that dates back to the 17th century to meet up with our family members and friends at 3 o'clock every Sunday for a coffee and cake. In this video, I would like to show you what are the most popular cakes that you can have on your trip to Germany. And thankfully, you can eat them not only on Sunday at 3 p.m.
10 most important. Oh, you mean like.
You don't know me yet, my name is Marta from Cooking the World and I'm a food guide in Frankfurt. If you are interested in the German traditional food, please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And now, grab a coffee and let's start.
Russischer Zupfkuchen is a chocolate cake and cheesecake baby. The recipe for this cake was developed by the members of Dr. Oetker Bakery Club, and Dr. Oetker introduced a corresponding baking mix.
Man, that looks very nice, huh? That looks very nice.
In January in 1993. This baking mix was so popular that even the normal bakeries started baking it. I baked this Russischer Zupfkuchen from the baking mix because I really wanted to compare the one from the real bakery and the baking mix cake. And I came to the conclusion that the baking mix is alright, but not the best. And as far as I know, there are also recipes available to bake this cake without having the baking mix. The next cake that I would like to show you, it's called Marmorkuchen, so the marble cake. Marble cake is made of two kinds of butter. One is the light one and one is the dark one. The place of origin of this cake is Germany, and the first references to marble begin appearing at the end of the 19th century, but the cakes, which consisted of different kinds of different colored butter, were already known in the 17th century. At the beginning, the darker butter was made from molasses and some spices, and then it was replaced by chocolate. Here in Germany, this kind of cake we enjoy with a whipped cream. Another cake that is very popular in Germany is called Gugelhupf, and this is the cake made of yeast dough that comes from Alsace, Germany, Austria and Switzerland. The cake has got this particular shape because it's baked in the bund mold. This cake in many different regions is called in many different ways. So you can find it under Gugelhupf, Butterkuchen, Apfelkuchen, Kuchen, and probably many more. And this is another traditional cake that you would enjoy with a whipped cream.
Okay.
Butterkuchen belongs definitely to one of my favorite German
so many
cakes.
My God, man.
Like, we can't find it here.
Oh, man. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? This is very good. This is very good.
In Frankfurt, because it's very popular in the northern Germany and Westphalia. The cake consists of yeast dough and it's baked with butter pieces on the top that soak while baking into the dough. The cake has also a topping of almond and sugar. Often the simplest food tastes best. I hope you agree with me on that. The next cake that I would love you to try here in Germany is called Streuselkuchen, so crumb cake. The simplest crumb cake consists of two layers.
I have to learn to do this, man. I have to learn to do this, man. When I go to Aldi, right, there's a lot of American bread, right? Man, that bread's just disgusting even seeing it. It's manufactured, right? You can tell it's not even good. It tastes good. I'm not gonna lie. The bread tastes good. but at the same time you feel guilty after tasting it. Does that make sense?
The yeast dough and the crumbs. The crumbs are made with flour, butter and sugar. Here in Germany we like adding additional layer between the dough and the crumbs. It is usually a layer of fruit, like in this case cherries, but also custard and quark. And in autumn every second German family bakes a plum cake. Some say that crumb cake came actually from Silesia, but there is no written proof for that. The only thing that is known, that the cake got very popular in the 19th century in Silesia and Saxony. And talking about the popular cakes in Germany, I really need to mention apple cake. The most known apple cake variation is the apple pie that comes from England. But here in Germany, we've got a different ways of preparing cake with apples.
I like the view as well. Like, she has a nice view. Man, this reminds me of Puerto Rico. This is crazy. Maybe from where I live. I live in a place called Las Marias. We have mountains like this. It's beautiful. So I feel I'm watching a video from home.
Popular apple cakes here in Germany. It's called gedeckter Apfelkuchen, and this one is made of 4 layers. 2 layers of the short crust pastry, a layer of apples, usually mixed with lemon juice, sugar, cinnamon, and sometimes even applesauce. And on the top we usually have a layer of frosting. Another apple cake that is popular here in Germany is the apple crumb cake and versunkener Apfelkuchen, so sunken apple cake, where when baking the apple pieces soak into dough. As soon as the cake is ready and cold, it's also sprinkled with a powdered sugar. And this is another type of cake that we serve with a whipped cream. What a life here in Germany, I'm telling you. And another pretty obvious cake that I need to mention, it's called the German cheesecake, so Käsekuchen. The place of origins for the cheesecake is actually ancient Greece, but obviously it is very popular in all over the world. Here in Germany,
yeah, it's Mediterranean. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Germany, we like making our cheesecake with a thin layer of yeast dough or short crust pastry that is then filled with a cheese mixture that is a bit softer. Some cheesecakes can also be served with topping of the fruits. At this point, I would love to mention a cake that comes from Saxony in Thuringia, and it's also got the layer of the cream cheese, so quark, that is called Eierschecke. If you are heading to Dresden, you definitely need to have this one. On the screen right now, you can see the Baumkuchen, so the German variety of a spit cake that is very popular here in Europe. The name of it literally translates to tree cake because it's got this characteristic rings that resemble tree rings when you slice the cake. German Baumkuchen is always covered with a layer of chocolate. The older German recipe comes from 1450, and that time the cake was made for the bigger celebrations like weddings. If you would like to try this cake, I would recommend you to head to the nearest supermarket, because to be honest, I have never seen this cake sold in any bakery here in Germany. The next cake that I have to mention very briefly, it's the Stollen, so the cake that is eaten in the Christmas time here in Germany. The cake is made from the yeast dough and seasoned with cinnamon and cardamom. Also inside, it's got dry fruits like raisins and candied orange, but also almonds and sometimes even marzipan. Stollen is usually topped with powdered sugar or sugar glaze. And the most famous Stollen is called Dresdener Christstollen, that you can get only in Saxony. And talking about the cakes, there is one cake that we rather have with a glass of wine or Federweißer as with a glass of coffee. And this cake is called Zwiebelkuchen, so the German onion cake. This cake is very
I don't know about that one. Onion cake? Nah. I don't want that one, folks. You guys have to tell me in the comment section because I'm not digging this one.
Popular in the South and East Germany, especially in the wine regions. The cake is usually made of the yeast dough or short crust pastry, and it topped with steamed onions and also bacon, cream and caraway seeds, depending on the regional variation. Traditionally, we eat it in autumn with a glass of Federweiße, so the young wine, and the onion cake is also topped with a cheese. You will find the onion cake at food markets in late September and October.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope
I
you
don't know
did
about that
enjoy it. Next week we will be diving more deeply into the subject of the German cakes, because next week we will be focusing on the German multi-layered cakes, so-called Torten. There are a few differences between the cakes and the multi-layered cakes, and the most obvious one is that the normal cakes consist usually of one layer and the multi-layered cakes consist of few layers. The other difference is also that the multi-layered cakes consist of ingredients that hasn't been baked with a cake. So that means that the fruit hasn't been baked with the butter in the oven. So those two would be the main differences. Obviously, there are always exceptions of the rule. Anyway, I hope you're gonna stay safe and I see you in the next one.
Very good video. Very good video. Very good video, man. Oh, those are desserts, man. There's more desserts. There's more desserts, man. You guys don't stop, man. That's crazy. How many desserts you guys have? This thing does not stop at all. At all. I never seen so much dessert in the country. Wow. Looking forward to more desserts. Wow. So Sunday at 3 o'clock, you guys sort of like just relax and eat your dessert with coffee, I guess. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion about that onion cake. That does not sound appealing. I'm gonna be honest. That does not sound appealing. Meantime, guys, I'll see you in the next one.